I get a fair amount of questions on like techniques and the way I do things, and I thought I would come here and record a video on my favorite prisms and filters, because I'm going to be doing editing videos soon, and that seems like a good place to start. So yeah, I mean, I don't really have one way of doing things. Like, I really love experimenting, and that's the most important thing for me. So you know, I'll just do whatever is best for the photo, or whatever makes the photo look the way I want it to look like. So obviously I love editing. Having background in design is something that I use a lot, but sometimes I don't edit at all. You know, it really all depends on what the photo needs. I sometimes will use an expired film or colored film, which in itself already gives you such an interesting effect that there's no need to edit. I also use prisms and filters, and essentially, I mean, there are many ways of arriving at the same place. It really depends what you find the most fun and the most interesting. So yeah, I thought that maybe seeing this would help someone find their own way. So here we have some film that I currently have. So I just thought I would start with showing you this. These are just expired rolls of film I got online, and this is Lomography Purple. I think I had 4 rolls of that, and now I have 1. It's a beautiful film with like a sort of purple hue. Google it and then you'll see the effects. It's really nice. These are all like really expired. Some of them, like this one, expired in 1980, and this one only, I think, 2013. This one's 85, and this one's, I think, 2012. Yeah, so they will all give me already pretty unpredictable effects. So yeah, we'll see how they work when the lockdown's over and I can actually get anything developed. Right, so now I'll just show you quickly the extent of this. And I don't even know if this is everything, because I sort of keep them in different places, so I try to find everything I could. So let's start with the newest edition, which is this filter. It's by Spectrum Effects. Yeah, it's sort of like a coloured piece of glass. And this will look differently on a bigger lens, obviously. I tend to use 15mm for everything. This is another one by Spectrum Effects. I got them at the same time. And this, as you can see, this is a motion filter. So you can sort of make a part of your photo have this type of movement. Again, I'm showing you this on an iPhone lens, so this will be a bit different. Now we have these 2 filters that I got in a local camera shop in Brighton. They, you know, just refract the image. This one's N23 and this one is similar, but yeah, more just of a split effect. Now we have these crystals that I think I got in a charity shop, and yeah, they sort of give an image like this little hue and plus a colour. This one's pretty similar, just in blue, and this one's a little bit smaller and more of a saturated pink. It's also kind of interesting to use them sometimes in, you know, just as a part of your image like this, particularly on a bigger lens, where obviously some of these wouldn't really be big enough for the whole image. So you can just reflect a piece of an image into your photo. Here's like a more of a plasticky thing. I actually think this might be like a part of a lamp or something like that. I really have no idea where I found that. But yeah, even when they sort of look kind of similar, they can just by having a different shape, they can give you a pretty different effect. Here's one of my favorite things, is this cube that I got, I think, on eBay, and each side is completely a different color, and yeah, it's super fun to use on a bigger lens as well. It doesn't cover quite the whole lens, but then you can just crop the, you know, the parts that you don't need. Here's like a smaller version of it, particularly good for an iPhone lens. And you've got, yeah, different colors and different sides, and you know, just multitude of possibilities. Okay, here we've got this lid. I think it's a lid from like a vintage ice bucket. I found it in a local vintage shop, Snippers Paradise, for those who are local. And I love it because it not only gives a photo this lovely blue color, but also makes the light kind of soft. I think it's because it's scratched, but plus it's also really big, so it works for all kinds of lenses. Here we've got this crystal, which maybe isn't the most useful, which is quite intense. But it's fun, especially for video, or possibly a part of your image. Here we have these glasses. This will be fun to do with one hand, which I think I got really with some other order online, and it was like an extra thing. They're not really 3D. They sort of like reflect the right light. They sort of reflect it into rainbows and sort of softness. It's really beautiful. I think they both do the same thing. Here's just a little collection of crystals that I got on eBay. They, as much as they're different shapes, they kind of do a similar thing. So not as fun as I expected. Here we've got some color gels. So they sort of just more give you a block of color. And here we have a couple of balls. I used to have 3. I used to have a red, blue and navy one, but the red one broke, and I still used it for a bit, but obviously it was kind of a sharp piece of glass, so eventually I had to get rid of it. And these are really good for big lenses as well. Well, for a lens, not an iPhone lens. And it's really nice because when you move it, it sort of distorts the image, because it's sort of, you know, because it's got all these interesting shapes, creates like an interesting texture. I've used it for a video before, and yeah, they're really beautiful. So yeah, I encourage you to sort of go around and find random items and take photos through them.